Yeah, the date today is August 14th. It's about 1:40 p.m. I'm in Farmington, Connecticut in my smart EV. And I'm about to get onto the highway. The air conditioning is on. That's this switch right up here. And it works beautifully. The air conditioning in this car is wonderful. Haven't had a chance to use the heat yet because it's mid-August and it's about 90 degrees out. But I've been told the heat works really well. I owned the Nissan Leaf for about 3 years, and the heat in that car took about 5 minutes before it started to work. I've heard that the heat in this car comes on almost immediately, so I'm happy about that. So I am on Route 72 getting onto Route 84. So we'll see how this goes. Don't like having a truck in front of me. But I've learned to manage with the anxiety. It's really not that bad. This car has pretty good acceleration even on the highway. It says I'm going 60, let's see if I can zoom into that. I've noticed the speedometer is a little high because I took it on a measured mile and it was probably about 56, 57 miles an hour at 60. Just a little bit low. I mean, it reads high. Since I'm leasing the car, I wondered if perhaps they set it high so that I'd end up paying more at the end of the lease, because if it goes over 30,000 miles over the 3-year lease, I end up paying for all the miles that it's above 30,000. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it was. I think it was definitely not intentional. It would only add up to about 700 or 800 miles extra over the 30,000 miles, so it's not a big deal. Since I teach physics, I worked all this stuff out. I enjoy figuring things out with numbers. I'm going to see if I can zoom in to the... It's really hard to see those because it's so bright outside. But that is the meter that registers how much energy I have left. And it's real hard to see it, but it's at about 90%. And the one over here measures the percent of energy that you're using. And it's on 50%. That's now 25%. And I rarely go above 50, even on the highway. Let me zoom back out. So here's the first exit I've come to. It's Route 10, which goes all the way down from where I am now in Southington all the way down to New Haven. Just thought you'd like to see another video of me on the highway. Oh, there's a Prius right in front of me. You can see I'm definitely not going the fastest on the road, but I'm not going the slowest. Now there's a little upgrade here. You probably can't see that meter on the far right, but it's going up above 50. And you lose range going out on the highway. I've gotten just about 1 mile for every percent of capacity, which means I have about 100-mile range on this car if I go back roads. I go highway, it's knocked down to about 80. But that's still good. It's still not as bad as the Leaf, which was about 75 on the highway at the most. And I put about 25,000 miles on my Leaf before I turned it in. So I had a lot of experience driving that car, and I like this car better. Mainly because it's sporty, it's fun, taking corners, it's so maneuverable and just enjoyable to drive. You just feel like you're in a sports car. It says I'm going about 70, but it's really more like 66. Like I said, I did a measured mile, and I've calculated that it's about 6% high, the speedometer. So when it says 70, I'm really going about 66. I've only had the car a little over 6 weeks. And I've been meaning to talk to the dealer about that, see if they can get it fixed, but I don't know. I'm reminded of Gary Korthof, G-A-R-Y-K-O-R-T-O-F, I believe is the way you spell his name. He passed away a few years ago, and he kind of paved the way for electric cars. He was in the movie, The Revenge of the Electric Car came out a few years ago, but he was in the movie Who Killed the Electric Car back in 2006. And he had many videos under the YouTube moniker liveoilfree. You can still look it up. I believe that his relatives have kept the site up for those who want to look at all the videos he put up over several years with his RAV4 EV, which had a nickel metal hydride battery in it that went over 100 miles, and he had it for over 100,000 miles. He was one of the best proponents that I've ever seen of electric cars. He was one of the main reasons I got an electric car, from seeing all of his videos. And most of his videos that he took were like I'm doing right now. He would sit right behind the wheel,